Hi guys, it's Jennifer with One Crafty Sister, and I am here to say Happy Labor Day. Um, I have done the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do on Labor Day, which is to have a day of rest. I have not rested one bit today, but that's okay. I'm excited to come here today and share a couple fun projects. And let me, while people catch the feed, let me just go ahead and share this to my group. Let's see here. Trying something different today. Aha. So I would love to know what you did for your Labor Day today. So if you did something fun, let's see. If you did something fun, let me know. Tell me what you did. Shared to the group. I decided yesterday, where's my comments? I decided yesterday um, to start moving around my craft room. Why? Who knows why? I'm not really sure why, because I need another piece of furniture. But you know how sometimes you just decide, like, okay, I want to do this now? So that is what I did yesterday. I started unpacking pieces of furniture and moving things around yesterday. And so I've actually flip-flopped my room and moved some things around a good bit. So normally I'm looking at that wall. So I took my furniture that was on that wall and put it behind me. Hi, Brenda. And I moved, it's a totally different layout. So when I get it all done, because I have a few more things plus a piece of furniture that I need to have delivered, I'll do a fun video tour to show you guys. I've moved some things, I've put some new organization things in place, and I've got some more to finish. So one of the things that I'm working on, and one that I struggle with, and I asked you guys earlier this week in my VIP group, what is the one thing that you have a struggle with organizing in your craft space? So for me, it's me. So that's kind of part of why I moved my space around. So some of you have been here in my space because you've come to my classes or events, which I have a classroom in the front of our house, and some of you have come back to see my space. And you may have remembered that I had an island in the middle of my space, and I've posted some pictures in the past too. I was finding that because I had things that I need on the front of the island and on the back of the island and to the side of the island, that I just was not in a good way to actually like put things away when I use them. And I need it to be so easy. Otherwise, I just make a mess. I am a messy girl. So this always looks pretty because it's easy. It's easy to keep that pretty, right? It's all the other stuff around. So I really was motivated to make this little reorg of my furniture, and all using all of the same pieces that I had, except one thing I am ordering, which is a new table for stamping, um, because I don't have a sturdy enough and high enough work table for where I need it for. So that's going to be on its way soon. And I've moved all things around, and everything now is in my making space is right around me, like right here. It's either here or here or here or here. So I'm excited to have it to be more, as my friend Joyce said, you need to think of it like it's your kitchen and you need to have your triangle. So I did my best to create a triangle, and she even helped me look at my space and figure out some ideas for how to set it up, and it's kind of interesting. It did not quite go the same way that we had planned, but it was a great starting point. And if any of you have IKEA furniture in your craft rooms, one of the most amazing things is that they have a home planner on their website, and you can't use it on a like an iPad, but you can use it on a computer, and you can actually like put in the measurements of your room, and you can drag everything around. The furniture pieces. So since most of my furniture in here is actually from IKEA, I can select that in the furniture options and put it in my room and move it around, and they've got the exact measurements, and so it's really cool. I was able to kind of put some layouts out in the app and look at it, and then move my furniture around in that general layout and see what would work and what wouldn't. Now, it's a little too safe of a program, so I have a couple things stacked on top of each other. The program won't let me do that. So I, breaking all the rules, but I think it's working pretty good so far. So, but I know you guys didn't come here to listen to me talk as much as you want to see some fun projects. So, let's do some stamping. First, I'm going to show you. Oh, so going back to scraps, not only do we have cardstock scraps, which we're going to go through some ideas, not tonight, but I'm going to be sharing some ideas and working through some ideas to help you with your scrap storage. And I will tell you, the first and foremost is that a scrap system is personal to you. So there are lots of options out there. However, the one that you can keep up with is the one that's for you. So I have tried lots of different things over the years and have one that I fairly like. And I've been using it probably the same system for about the last 3 years. So I've stuck with it for quite a while. But again, like I said, I'm kind of a messy crafter. And so hopefully this new reorganization of my space is going to help me put my scraps away better. That's the key. But maybe you have scraps like this, little strips of designer series paper, right? So designer series paper, you have all those big pretty pieces, right? Or even the 6x6s, but then you might end up in your pack, you might end up with like all the little strips and the pieces, and you're like, what am I going to do with that? Well, you are going to turn them in to cute cards. So for my Stampin' Bingo, my virtual Stampin' Bingo last week, we had a card that looked like this. And this card used all little strips of designer series paper. And it's so fun to make a background like this, particularly because Stampin' Up! Does such an amazing job with the color coordination and their designer series papers that it's gonna look good when you put all the strips from one pack of designer series paper together. So I'm gonna flip the camera down and I'm gonna show you a couple other examples, and then we're gonna make another card. So here is that card that I was showing you, okay? This is called the herringbone pattern, made with those little strips. And this past weekend, I participated in a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator stamp along for the weekend. And I decided, because so many people enjoyed this card from Bingo, that I would make a different card using the similar style, but a different layout. Okay, and this is using the Healing Hugs, Heartwarming Hugs, sorry. So this is from the August to December mini catalog, and on page 9 is the Heartwarming Hugs suite. And I was inspired by this card right here. You can see it's a similar layout, and this has strips of cardstock and DSP. And then I did use the same stamp and the same shape label, but did a little bit different of a card. But that was where my inspiration started here. And then I saw this card and we got to this project. Okay, so these are the ones that I made. And here's another way I like to use the strips is on the inside of my cards is just a little accent. And I don't know if you can see here, but I've got little splatters that I did with my Stampin' Write markers so that I could add a little just kind of subtle texture to that. So this is the card that is inspiring the card we're going to make today. But I didn't want to make a Christmas card. I didn't want to, so I have a Whisper White card base. This one is a 4 1/4 by 11. And then I have a piece of Night of Navy that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I have a label. Now this card here uses this largest die here from the Hippo and Friends set. And if you don't have this set, you need to put it on your list because it is an awesome set. These 3 sets of label dies are so awesome, and they're double stitched. So they're stitched on the inside. So when you cut your die, you get the stitching on the inside. And they're also stitched on the outside. So you can see here, so you can use the negative and you will have the stitching on the outside. So lots of variety. So the same way with this one. So this has dot stitching and this has like hash mark stitching. These are not stitched here, but they are embossed. So you have like a little embossed edge around it. Okay, so these, the Hippo and Friends, are a wonderful set of dies for you to get. And I had this stamp set that I haven't used yet, but I've been wanting to. This is the Way to Goat. I have been wanting to use these guys for a while, and they are just so cute. So I thought, why not make a fun birthday card? So what I have for paper is I pulled the fun Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. Now, if you want to make a card using this idea, what I did is I cut 12 6-inch by 1/2 inch strips. Okay, I wanted different prints, so let's see, everyone should be different. Okay, so there we go. And we are going to, oh, I just remembered I need 1 sheet of Whisper White. I forgot to cut a piece. We do need a piece of Whisper White to put under here. So we're going to need 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. So let me cut that real quick on my trimmer here. Oh, so I just went to my paper and I have my trimmer right here and I have room to walk around. It's kind of exciting working in here like this, guys. Okay. So I have a piece of 3 1/2 by 5, and we're going to use this as the base to adhere these. Okay, so I know this might look scary, like, oh my gosh, how do I do that? But it's really not that hard. So you just have to remember your alphabet. Remember a T. If you just remember a T, then you're good to go. So I am going to start with one piece, and I'm going to put some adhesive on this one piece, and I am going to put it on so that it, if I can get, I keep sticking my adhesive to my finger. I am going to go diagonal across my piece of paper like this. Okay. Now, I have not done this card. Let me move up some. I have not done this card ahead of time. I trusted that the other ones went so well with the Christmas designer series paper that this would work out well too. So that's my plan. So I started with one piece diagonal, and now I'm going to make a T. Oh, I think I'm going to do this one. All right, so I'm going to make a T. So you're going to add some adhesive. Now here, we'll just do this. We'll add the adhesive to that and make our T, and then we're just going to add adhesive. Oops, it's not quite. You just want it to line up perfectly. Now I'm using the new Stamp and Seal, and one of the things I love about it is that it is repositionable. So I didn't have it where I wanted it straight. So now I do. So I've made a T, okay? Remember, that's the only thing you have to remember is the letters of the alphabet and a T. So now I'm going to add adhesive over this entire panel right here. And I'm going to start making a herringbone pattern. So I'm just going to pick pieces alternating. I'm going to start over here, and you're going to line it up right along your paper there. Next one. Oh no, I think I want to use the yellow. So I just lay them out so you can select which one you want based on what it looks like. No rhyme or reason. I think next one I'm going to do this. And you're just going to alternate back and forth. So you're going to go this side, then this side, then this side, and now we're going to go this side. Let's see, we need some we got that. We need a solid over here. All right. Let's do. Oh. Thank you, Carrie. It's a pretty fun one. Just picked it up today. All right. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I cover up all the little spaces. All right. So now I've covered up, and you can see that herringbone pattern there that I was talking about. It's very obvious here, more so than when you look at the card. And now you're just going to turn the paper over and take your snips and trim off all those strips. Now this one has just a little tiny spot, so it doesn't want to stick very well. We're going to get that cut off first because the weight of the paper wants to pull it off. So let's get that one cut off. There we go. Stop. Okay. We'll stick that piece back on in just a second. Okay. One more piece. So this one will just now should stick right down there. Okay. I think I need a little bit more adhesive there. That's my problem. That's why it's not sticking. Now you can use liquid glue if you want with this. That would work as well. I wanted to use our new seal because I love it. Okay, so now I'm just adding adhesive to the other side, and I'm just going to take, I'm kind of turning my, let's see, I didn't use that one. Didn't use that one. We barely used that one, just a little bit. So I'm just looking at my patterns to see what I have. We could use some little, oh, we'll do a lighter one there. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing on this side and just create that herringbone pattern. So I'm going to start on one side, go to the other, and just go back and forth and fill that space. Let's see. Oh, that's kind of fun. That. And we need, let's see here. We need a little bit of coral there. Okay, so now I filled up that piece, so I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to snip off all my pieces. And now I'm going to add adhesive to this side. And do the same thing to fill up this side. I'm going to make that T. Remember, that's the only letter you have to remember, and I did it a little off from the other side. And then I'm going to start doing that herringbone pattern again. Let's see. I love this Coastal Cabana color so much. It's like one of my favorite colors. This one. So there's, like I said before, no rhyme or reason to how I'm using the papers, but because Stampin' Up! Does such an amazing job with their designer series papers, you can see how good they do together. I need my little trimmer. So when you get down to little pieces like this and you're like, oh no, I don't have a straight edge, you just take out your little mini trimmer and create your little 90-degree angle so that you can continue on with your herringbone pattern. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over and trim it all off again. And we're going to take and finish off the other side. All right. So I'm going to skip that one there. When I get down here, I'm like, okay, now which one am I going to use? Which have I not used? Which do I need to use again? Okay. I love all these cute, they're such fun little patterns for real. We need to trim a couple little ends just to get that 90-degree angle. And just keep completing that herringbone pattern until you have your whole space filled up. Let's see here. I'll do this one here. Okay. Now I have a little tiny piece there that doesn't have anything, but when I get done, we'll be able to fit a little piece in there. Okay. So now let's cut this all off. You can also do this with cardstock, with your solid cardstock. It doesn't have to be just, it doesn't have to just be a designer series paper. I'm thinking, what's on the back of this one? I can't get it up. Let's see. I really like having this Coastal Cabana on there, so we're just going to use a little filler of that. Oh, I already have something there. Oh, it's over here. That's where I needed it. It needs a little bit of adhesive on it. Okay. You can just add it to the end of your paper also on the little pieces so you can fill it in. Trim that off. Now we have a complete and fun little patterned paper, right? So I am going to, I chose Night of Navy because I thought that would be a good base for this. Got a little wonky piece here, so we're going to trim that off. So this is going to go right down onto here using our adhesive. Now, stay with me to the end because I'm going to give you guys an ordering special for this week, and you are going to be able to get some card kits to make some of these fun cards. All right, so we've got that down. So fun. And it's going to go on here like this, but I'm not ready to add it because we need to stamp our goat, and I'm not sure where he's going to go, if he's going to go down here or in the center, whatever. And then we're going to need to add some ribbons. So the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper has this fun ribbon, and I don't know which one we're going to use yet because, as I said, I had not made this card yet. I just had this idea, and I'm like, oh, I'll just make it live. So depending on when we get there, what we want, we will pick our ribbon. Okay, so we need a block. Oh, geez, where did I put my blocks in my, in my little renovation here? I did not put my blocks back. Please hold while I identify which shelf on the other side of the room has my acrylic block box, which I don't see at all. This is fun. All right. That is hilarious. I'm looking. I know that this is the guy I want to stamp on there. Isn't he so cute? What color should I stamp him? Well, I'm looking for my blocks on the other side of the room because this side of the room is in perfect shape. That side of the room, not as much. Oh, the Stamparatus, Joyce, that's a great suggestion. And I do know where I can see that right now. All right, Joyce to the rescue. That's so funny. Who would have thought I would wait and then not have even looked for or pulled out my clear blocks? But I did just do all this today, so doesn't surprise me. And since I didn't make the card ahead of time, again, doesn't surprise me. Okay. So this is the Stamparatus, and for those of you who are not familiar with it, it is a stamp placement tool. And what's great about it is you don't need all your clear blocks. So I'm going to put my little piece right there, and it's got magnets to hold your paper down. And I'm just going to stick our little goat. He's so cute, right in the middle. Okay. So let's see, what color? I think I want to stamp him in Night of Navy, but we're going to need a little accent color underneath him. I think I'm going to go with that Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to pull that out because I have it right behind me. And I might need one other color, but we'll see. But I'm going to stamp him first. So now that I stuck that down, when I lift it up, the stamp is right here. And what is super amazing about this is, let's say I stamp and I'm like just being lazy and I go, oh, that's not very good. I didn't get it dark enough. With the Stamparatus, you can ink up your stamp again and stamp back down. And look, perfect alignment. Okay? That is one of the amazing things about the Stamparatus. Now, the piece that I want to add is this little shadow down here for his feet. So I'm going to take, another cool thing about the Stamparatus is these come out And you can flip them over. So I am going to grab my little chamois here and wipe this off and get him out of the way. All right, let's put him back in his home. And this is just a little shadow, and I thought I would do that Coastal Cabana for him. So I've just placed it there. I'm going to ink it up. I think that's going to be too dark. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a piece of paper over it. Little scrap. Stamp it. Stamp off. So then I get a little bit lighter. So now you can see there is our little goat. Isn't he so cute? He's so cute. He looks sarcastic, which is one of the things I like about him, that he looks sarcastic. We might need those again, so I'm not going to put them completely away. So we've got that far. We do need, I think that looks cute. So the question is, which, I really like this purple, but I think I'm feeling the Coastal Cabana ribbon for this. I think that's what I'm feeling. So I am going to tie this, and I am just going to cut enough. I'm just going to tie a knot, so I don't need a whole bunch. The goat is so cute, right? So I'm just going to tie a knot on here and then slide it over to the side. I need to trim this so it looks cute. And then I'm going to add this. Let's see, do I want it in the middle? I think I do want it there. And we're going to still, I'm contemplating putting it a little lower. Okay. I'm going to add some dimensionals to this to add it to the card front. I'll tell you guys this every week. I like lots of dimensionals. All right. But one of my smart friends, I need to remember this because I don't always. One of my smart friends told me, like, you don't have to tear all the backings off. As long as it supports, just make sure you have enough stuck down. I'm like, oh, I never would have thought about that. Okay. So there it is on our card base. We are going to add him on some dimensionals as well. And we need a little strip. Let's see. Oh, he's so cute. That's so cute. We need a sentiment. So I think I'm gonna go with, you're the goat, greatest of all. No, I need, let's see. Way to goat. I'm going with way to goat. Here. I need the Stamparatus again. Clean that up. Let's see. But I need a little piece of paper to put this on. So I think what I'm going to use is a strip of the Coastal Cabana, because I'm just feeling the Coastal Cabana and the navy right now. This color is like my go to right now. How about, oh, nope, I need a piece of cardstock. Now I don't have my scraps in their place, so now I have to cut a scrap. When I'm teaching you how to use scraps, I have to cut one because they're just not in their place. But that's okay. All right, I am going to stamp this way to goat on this little strip. And we are going to use one of our new punches that I love to make it cute. All right, so that should work. I'm going to use that Night of Navy ink again. Hopefully it's straight. I'm going for it. Woo! Woo! Luckily, because I used the Stamparatus, that wasn't a disaster. If I hadn't had the Stamparatus, I would have had a mess. One of my favorite new stamps, and this is in the holiday catalog, and it is on page, let me tell you, it is on page 65. And this is truly like an essential for your craft room. The Banners Pick-a-Punch. Super essential. So I am going to take, and let's see. It has 3 little channels. It has 2 shapes and 3 little channels for a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. I'm just going to slide. It's so tight it won't slide back. I'm going to slide this in here. And let's see. I need to trim this off. This is going to be tricky though. I'm going to need to make it, I'm going to need to fake this out and make it longer. So I'm going to take, I'm just going to put a little glue dot here. And I'm going to add this. I need an arm, you know, for it to fit in since I made it short. So if you guys saw what I did, I just reattached it to the piece I cut it off from so that I could stick it in here so that I can cut it. So now what I have is this, I have ink all over me, but this really cute little sentiment shape, little mini label. And I'm going to add it on some dimensionals right here. I'm just going to stick one on it. How cute is that? That's really cute. Now, got to do something on the inside. So I have all these little scraps and strips, right? So because I'm really digging the Coastal Cabana, I'm going to take and drop this piece right down on the inside of my card. It's a little crooked. Again, that repositionable makes it easy if you realize that it's not quite right to get it right. Trim this off. Okay. And how about we stamp, so I have way to goat, and then I'm going to say, you're the goat, greatest of all time on the inside. How about that? I think that will be good. We'll add that. And then I also think I want to put this guy on the inside. So this is what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to add this to the Stamparatus, but I'm going to have to be creative because I can't put my card in the other way because of this. So I'm going to stick my card in upside down, but we'll turn it this way so it looks right side up. Clean this off. We're almost done here. Whenever I use Night of Navy, I get it all over me. Like everywhere, seriously. Look, it's everywhere, all over me. All right, so let's straighten. You have to be very careful when you get it all over you when you're using white cardstock. Okay, so I picked up my stamps. Now I'm going to ink these up. I'm just going to do it both in Night of Navy. I'm going to turn this over. Give it a good little push. Let's see how that turned out. Oh, that's pretty cute, huh? What do you think? I think that card is done. So here we have Way to Goat with that little guy, and then on the inside, you're the greatest of all time. Now, if you wanted to pull some color onto the inside, this goat has a little flower. So why don't we take a little Calypso Coral Stampin' Blend, or you could use your Stampin' Right markers and just fill that in. Give it a little bit of color. And then, because always right next to my Stampin' Station is Wink of Stella, so why not make something sparkly? I feel like we need something sparkly on him. Maybe just his eyes. Let's see here. Oh, I got a little too much there. He's gonna have sparkly eyeshadow now. Ha! He has a black eye, just about. We'll let that dry. There is our little card. Way to go. These goats are so precious. This one for your wish list or for your order is item number 152657, the Way to Goat. This paper, which is precious, this is that, what I was telling you, the Playing with Patterns, and it comes in 6x6. You can see all these. I didn't use them all, so there's more patterns that you might have not seen. Lots of fun patterns. This is item 152490. Comes in a pack of 6x6. And then that ribbon, the 3-pack of ribbon, and I used the 1, but it comes in a 3-pack with all 3 of these. I'll tell you that number, that is on page 161 of our annual catalog, and it's right here. That's the Playing with Patterns ribbon pack. And you get the 3 bolts, and it's 152468. You get 15 yards of ribbon with this. So each bolt has 5 yards of ribbon. So that's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed the goat. and enjoyed learning how to do the little herringbone background for your cards. You can see same concept, different result. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live. And this is what the special is. When you place an order with me this week through Sunday of $35 or more, not only are you going to get the 15 tutorial PDF that I give my customers when you place an order of $30 or more, but at $35, you are going to get the supplies, the paper supplies, and the ribbon to make this card and this card. So I'm going to send you the supplies to make both of these cards with envelopes. All you have to do is use your own inks and stamps. And I'm sure because the labels are fairly good size that you will find. If you don't have, you can always order the goat. This is from the Healing Heartwarming Hugs set. If you want, if you really, that's a great sentiment for Christmas. But $35 or more, and you will get the supplies to make both of those cards mailed to you. So you can shop at onecraftysister.com. I do have a September host code, and let me tell you real quick. I'll post it. I'll update the link, the information on the video to include the shopping link and the host code for this month and the special so that you can remember. So I hope you guys had a great time tonight and enjoyed the card, and I look forward to coming back next Monday to show you another new project. Have a great night and happy Labor Day, everyone. Bye.